Hiya guys, it's Spectre here. Welcome back to more Total War Warhammer 3. Continuing my Volkmar 100 turn head start campaign. Oh, sorry about that. If you guys are new around here, please drop a sub. I'm trying to get on the YouTube partner program. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've already got well over the watch time hours. So I just need a bit more support in the subscriber department. If you guys can help me get there, I would really appreciate it. Let's crack on with Volky. We've got to see what Kairos is doing, and Mr. Cetra the Imperishable. Alf? This guy's called Alf? What the fuck? Ooh, is he gonna fight? Thingy. The dwarf's running away! Oh god, he must have a strong army. Please tell me that guy's in reinforcement range. Or is about to get shafted. Actually, can he not follow the attack up? Oh no, he is. Oh, he might have beat him. He might be in reinforcement range, thank God. I want to say put Scarbrand down. I don't want fucking Scarbrand running round. It's one thing I do. None of my heroes or lords can fight Scarbrand. And that fucker's already level 50. He would just chunk my guys. And considering that the AI cheats its absolute arse off. One thing I don't get is with the cheats that you can't control. So, the AI can recruit so many units per turn. Per difficulty. Per turn as well. But like, very hard they recruit 6 a turn. In Legendary they recruit 8. That's the max they can get in a turn. Now you might not always be able to get that as a player. So they can have like a cheat there. And they can get that from like turn 1. When it's not possible. But they can get their units recruited very quickly. They have like, I think 75-80% upkeep reduction in very hard legendary. It's the same for both in that. So they can have a lot more armies than you because their armies are much cheaper. And control, which we need as players, doesn't really affect them as much. They can have provinces rebel, but it's usually because of the influence of the player or other factions, like raiding them, spreading corruption, that sort of thing. Generally, normally, their provinces won't rebel. So their control means stable. That's why the AI is so good at playing Dark Elves. Because they haven't got to worry about the control mechanic for Dark Elves. And the fact that the Dark Elves control building is worse than the little outpost torch building thing that no one ever builds. But you're better off building it for Dark Elves because it gives you more control, which is embarrassing. So see your ability to fix that. The control building for the Dark Elves should be giving at least 10 control. Minimum. At 10 control, and then should give you more if you meet the extra criteria at the bottom, which should make it like 13, 14, 15 control, because you need it with that many slaves and it affecting all your provinces. Otherwise they've got to go back to how it was and have the slaves only affect the province that they're in and not your entire global economy, because you don't have slaves everywhere. That's not how you play the Dark Elves. Tic-tac-toes at war with Krogar? No. But yeah, there's definitely, well, there's still time to do it anyway. There's still things they need to tweak. And there's still Dark Elf Lords to be added to the game. But there's just, it always seems to be the evil factions that are getting fucked over. Don't know if you guys have noticed that. It's always the evil factions. It's never the good factions. Empire, always been strong. Bretonnians, always been strong. High Elves, always been strong. Dwarves, always been strong. Lizardmen, always been strong. All the good guy factions are always strong. Wood Elves are strong. Their economy's not great, but the armies are ridiculously strong. All the good guys are strong. Catholic have strong armies. I just don't like their finicky yin and yang mechanic. I think that's crap. Just frustrating to play with, I don't like it. But they can still be really strong. But then you look at your evil factions, Norska were incredibly bad. Still are to a degree, but Norska being bad one. Beastmen were unplayable until the rework. Now they're one of the strongest factions in the game. Greenskins still need quite a bit of love. And they were terrible before they had their battle fucking mechanic changed for their war. It was something where they had to keep fighting all the time. It was so stupid. Demons are weak as fuck across the board. That's 4 factions there. That's like 8 of them now. What else have we got that's really bad? I mean, the Warriors of Chaos mechanic's quite bad for like how you get your better troops, because you've got to rank them up and it takes ages to get them there, but they are strong when they get there. Vampire Coast, terrible. It just always seems to be the evil factions that are getting fucked in the ass. It's never the good guy factions. The good guy factions are always strong. They don't really need a rework because they're powerful. The only time they need things tweaking, like example like the Emperor, Balthazar Guild at the moment, is because of their Imperial Authority mechanic. Now, Balthazar Guild doesn't need the Imperial Authority mechanic. He should have it removed. The Emperor probably does need something like it, but he needs it changing. Because now you've got the Changeling and Festus right in the middle of the Empire, Khazrak not far away, and still got the threat of Vlad and Isabella. You've got a lot of enemies that you didn't have in Warhammer 2. In Warhammer 2, of those enemies, you had literally, well, you had 2, because you had Vlad and Manfred. You had both of those 2 down there. But usually one would confederate the other, and you should have basically one big faction of Empire counts. But you didn't have the Beastmen there, because the Beastmen didn't spawn there, they spawned on the far side. And Beastmen are crap in the hands of the AI anyway. The AI doesn't know how to play Horde armies, because they're dead every single campaign. The one that lives the longest is usually Nakai, and that's because he builds settlements for his vassal, and his vassal settlements have got quite strong garrisons. That's basically about it. But Nakai functions closer to how Warriors of Chaos used to function in Warhammer 2, being a Horde army. But in Nakai's case, his army is the most important one, because it has all the buildings your others recruit from. Your others globally recruit from Nakai's buildings that he moves around carrying with him. Where the Warriors of Chaos, they all had their own buildings. Okay. Nah, it can't be that. I knew it was coming. He can't do anything. Azag failed a war.
Praise Sigmar.
Stay in my stead.
Blessings of Sigmar upon you. The wicked flee before me. Sigmar has shown us the path. Seek out the heretics. What?
I mean, you can recruit more units because again they function like a horde. I'm not sure if they function like a horde the same way Warriors of Chaos did, or like Nakai. I think it's like Warriors of Chaos. I think they've all got their own buildings as far as I'm aware. Otherwise, losing the main lord would basically be fucking end your campaign until he respawns. The weakest one is Zandri on the coast. The rest should all be fine, but even Zandri can take these 2. Just not this, being 18 strong. I could use Krotgar. Why is Krotgar at war with Tic-Tac-Toe? How has that come to pass?
Obey! The great orthodoxy backs you.
send.
There we go. He doesn't like that I've got treaties with Tic-Tac-Toe. And Tic-Tac-Toe doesn't like that I've got treaties with him. I really don't want to have to go to war with Krokgar. I'm not being funny, Krokgar is far stronger than Tic-Tac-Toe. He's only got 4 settlements, he's got 10. And his strength rank 4, he's stronger than me. Apparently.
What orders?
Cetra's back. El Cetra, eh?
Heldenhammer.
Well, you know what, Cetra? Back to respawn, bitch. Get the fuck out of there, you bony bastard.
True servant of Sigmar.
No, we're on. It's done blue tree, hasn't it? Yeah, it's done blue tree. We're on to red. We're on to red. Yes, buff that. He's just got immortality. Good. I'm not losing him. What was the thing we unlocked?
Champion of the faith. By the comet.
That one's really good for him for campaign line of sight. Well, actually campaign movement ranges as well. And that one. That one's incredibly good. If you can ever get these, I don't think every faction has access to it, I'm not sure. But if you can get them, they're really good for your campaign, guys. I've been able to see further and stuff like that as well. So useful. Okay.
My order agrees.
But one thing, I mean, looking at the improvements CA has made and how vast the map is, the map's going to get bigger still as well. I'm hoping they fix that right-hand corner of Cathay up here, because this is fucking annoying me, where it's too squished. It needs to be like this here. So you see where Cathay is, there's supposed to be this bit here as well. And they've not really put it in. It's kind of squished towards it. And Wage Inn's supposed to be central. Wage Inn's over here on the right hand side wall. And there's supposed to be another city. That's not on the map because it's not classed as like a major city. But Wage Inn's supposed to be here with a river mouth leading towards it. So I'm hoping they'll eventually flush this out as the map goes along. But there are things they need to do. I've got faith they will like fix the map completely, do the add in all the parts that are needed and tweak it round as they add in new legendary lords and stuff and more content. It's just whether when they're done adding DLC content to the game, are all the factions going to be in a playable state? For example, like the Dark Elves at the moment, I haven't played the Dark Elves since my Loki Felheart campaign, which is up on YouTube. I haven't played it since that. I won't play them. Until they go back to the old slave mechanic, or something that's at least playable, I'm not playing it. The slaves, the public order minus, doesn't need to be faction-wide. It needs to be per province. So the province should have its own minus control for the slaves in that particular province. Because some provinces don't need any slaves, so they shouldn't have any control issues. And those particular provinces are for your recruiting. They are recruiting stations. So use those to recruit from, as well as your Black Arcs. And then the rest of them that you do want to make money from will have slaves. But again, it'll be manageable based upon the province, not across the entire bleeding faction. Because it's really hard when you've only, say, got like a 2-settlement province that's got just a town and a city to maintain control. And even if you've got the control building in both the town and the city, you still can't keep it in a positive. Obviously, if you've got a 4-settlement province, you can have 4 control buildings. So you've got access to more control. So why the fuck would CA make it faction-wide? That's the most retarded thing ever. There should never be a faction-wide control mechanic. Ever. That's proper stupid. That's not how that should work. There's provinces in the game for a reason. If it's something that's that detrimental, you do it by province, not faction-wide. That's stupid. I don't know who at CA was thinking that was a good change and a good idea. But I'm guessing apart from the hardcore, like, Dark Elf fanboys who want to play Dark Elves all the time, I'm guessing nobody else is playing that faction as of the moment. Because it's a pain in the arse to play. It's just frustrating with all the rebellions all the time, and there's just so much fucking around. I'd argue that the Dark Elf campaign is actually worse to manage than the Cathay one. Because the Cathay one, I know they've tweaked it. But it's still a frustrating mechanic. And I know they're not going to get rid of the Yin Yang ones. I probably won't ever play Cathay. Not to completion. As I said, I played Zhao Ming for I think about 30-35 turns. Somewhere in that ballpark. It might have been a bit more. It might have been 50. Could be wrong, it might have been 50. But I didn't get the short campaign victory because I was just fucking around and just trying to see how the campaign worked. Can Cathay build strong armies? Abso-fucking-lutely they can. They can build really strong armies. But I think the factions in this game don't live and die by the strength of their armies. They live and die by their campaign mechanics. If the campaign mechanics are good and they're fun to use and relatively somewhat easy to use, then people play it. If the campaign's frustrating and finicky and a ball ache to manage, no one's going to play that when they can play something simpler, easier, and more fun. I don't find the Cathay mechanic fun. Now, I've got a friend of mine, Jamie, he does. He likes it. So, that's just a, opinion thing. But the Dark Elf one, from what I've heard, the vast majority of the player base don't like the change. And yet somehow the Chaos Dwarves ended up with a version of the old Dark Elf slave system. But they've given us some shit fucking crap version that some idiot spewed out at CA. It's garbage. It's absolutely garbage. If they came to me and said, right, pay us to change it back, I would pay them to change it back than play it the way it is. The way it was before was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. You never heard of don't fix what isn't broken, CA? If people are telling you we don't want it changing, don't fucking change it. It's not up to you to put in the game what you think we want. We're telling you we don't want it. If there are other people moaning saying, I don't know how the campaign mechanic works, watch a fucking Dark Elf guide video on YouTube. There are many people who can explain it to you, and it's a lot better than the new shitty system. Fucking new one's wank.
Grant me strength. Setting forth.
We are going to take a turn of attrition, aren't we, either way?
In his name.
Yeah, we are. Nothing I can do about it.
The Empire. I do not think so. They will be judged.
All these orcs are annoying. Go away. Now go in there. I might be able to defend it. That's got a 15 strong garrison. I mean, it is savage orcs. They have got a lot of physical resistance. They've got more than demons. I mean, that's another thing that's stupid. Why is a savage orc more resilient than otherworldly demon? Explain that one to me. If they've got 25% physical, a demon should have at least 30.
Here to serve.
They should have the most physical resistance at base in the game. If they haven't, then it's not being done right. Or if you want, say that the demons to have 25%, then lower the savage orcs to 20. Savage orcs should not have more than demons. I mean, they're literally rocking war paint. They're not an otherworldly entity that's got a aura around it that prevents most mortal weapons from even hurting them. That's why mortal armies generally fare so poorly against demons. But in this, demons are a joke. So for anyone playing good guy races, especially if you're near like a demon race, we get heroic victory against them. Get fucked. Heroic victory in auto-resolve. Get fucked on, bitches. Shamone motherfucker. Heroic fucking victory in I think I've seen that in almost 5,000 hours of playing Total War Warhammer series overall. I've seen that twice. Twice in auto-resolve with heroic victory. And the first one was an army. It was one Beastman Lord against a 20-stack Skaven army. And that's because the Skaven army was literally a Grey Seer and 19 units of Skaven slaves. And they got auto-resolved by the Beastman Lord.
Ready to serve.
And we literally left that Lord there for the purpose of slowing the Skaven down. So I think, I can't remember what it was. I think I was playing Archeon and my friend was playing Kazrak. And it was before the Beastmen got changed, so they're really weak. And for some reason, the Skaven declared war on Skaven declared war on
The righteous hammer of Sigmar.
my friend's Beastmen for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what. I don't think that at the time they had the correct relations that they should have had. So we can still recover pretty good, actually. So we can recover pretty good if we're in our own... So actually I probably don't need to keep these then. I'll just destroy them. I'll just destroy them and move on. I'll raise them to the ground. Or if they're worth sacking, I might sack it first. and then just attack it, then turn after and raise it. And then if Teclis wants them, he can have them. Oh, ooh, that's something I could do. Ooh, yeah. Then again, I can't trade to him yet. Well, I need to have one. I need to get one. I'm going to say I could trade him to Teclis. Because he'll love it. He won't care that it's red. See, that's one of the reasons the AI doesn't care if a territory is green, orange, or red. Because they don't care about the control. The control and growth shit doesn't bother them. Because they get that as a cheat based on the difficulty. And they get far more base income than we do.
Protector of the weak.
And they can recover up there. Very nicely. I can't believe I got a heroic victory against that. That's quite funny. Problem is he's building there now. He's ready for 850? What the fuck? That's a lot. It depends how quickly you can get an army though, because that's built in 3 turns, and then again that should be able to defend itself. El Calabad has already got the walls, and he's not going to take the Black Tower of Arkan, even with a 20 stack. I'd beat him there every single time. But like he could take Zandri, because Zandri's got the same issue as Planar Tuskers. I'm using it just as a money settlement. I'm not looking to build defences there. I want to make money off it.
Servant of the faith.
So some of the settlements in this game, they just put too much good stuff in one settlement, be it a town or a city, and you physically just can't build it all. So you've got to make a conscious decision on what you want it to be. Do you want it to be for recruitment, or do you want it to be for money? Or whatever kind of income it is that you're bringing. But you've got to basically pick usually sometimes one or the other. You can maybe sometimes go partially halfway and build like one of the income buildings, but you probably can't get them all. Because if there's like, example with Empire have got, say you've got a dock, you've got to have a dock if it's a port city. So you've already got income from that. You've got your Tailor Guild, that brings your income. If you've then got a landmark that also brings your income, that's a 3rd building. And I think then you can also build roads as like a 4th. So you could build 4 buildings with income. Obviously you'd also probably want a garrison building to defend it if it's like a city. But you know, you can't build everything. But for the towns, where garrisons aren't making a massive difference, if you've got 3 income buildings you can build like example, that one's got a port, the main income building for the Empire, and then it's got a luxury resource. I'm just building all 3 of those. It means if something attacks it, it's going to get auto-resolved every time. I can't possibly defend it, unless it's like equal number of units to my garrison, and the units aren't like overpoweredly fucking strong. And he's going to run away, of course he is. And I'm guessing she can't catch up to that. Oh, she can. Oh, he's a dead man. Get him. Get him, kill him. Yeah, Azag's army just got fucked. One of his armies. And see, these are minor things I think they need to change as well. Some are faction based, some are for all factions. This is on the AI side. So AI needs a better brain for using horde armies. So ones like Nakai, Beastmen. There's not as many horde armies these days, I don't think. I think they're probably the only 2, in all honesty. Maybe you could also include like Vampire Coast, because once they've got their ships, they can operate independently, kind of like a Black Ark. When they're on those ships, it functions like a floating city, so you don't take any attrition, even if you lost all your settlements. But they need a brain to function better for those factions that are working like a horde-based faction. Probably now it'd also include maybe the Trickster, the Changeling. The other one is they need not just a way for them to function better on the campaign map, certain functions that factions have, like example Belacor. Belacor's got his portal gate thing. Now you can spawn multiple gates. I'm not sure if there's a limit. I don't know. But I've never seen Belacor use the gates. He starts with his one on Albion with him, and then he's got one that links to the woods near Drycha, and one that comes down south towards Kairos. But I've never seen him go into the gate and use the gate. And that would make him much more of a threat as an AI, because then he could show up almost anywhere in the world. And if he puts a gate then in your province, and it pops up by that province capital, you could be seeing Belacor pop through with an army. But he doesn't use it. I've never seen him use it. If any of you guys have seen Belacor use a portal, let me know in the comments below. So I'd really, really like to know. Because I've never seen the guy use the goddamn thing. I think it's also the same with Wood Elves. I've never seen the Wood Elves, as the AI, use the world routes. Why don't they use the world routes? Why am I not seeing Sisters of Twilight teleport over to Drycha or over to the Goblin Forest near Karazakarak? They're not using one of the mechanics the players can use. Unless it's only for the player to use it. But in the case of Belacor's portals, why are they even on the campaign map then? If not to be used. It seems kind of a waste. So I think they need to put it in where they can use those. And then one for all factions, open the sea lanes up to the AI. Don't let it just be used by players. Because players can use it, and we can also abuse it. For example, let's say you're playing Nakai, and a campaign is going badly, or Lokia. You can jump in a sea lane to the other side of the world. If you've got like a Black Ark, you can recover there nice and safe, rebuild yourself up and go back through, and the AI can't pursue you. Because if they want to try and chase you to the other side of the world, it'd take about 200 or 300 turns to get there. So you need to have that threat as well. Plus it'd also be quite cool if you saw factions using them and showing up where they wouldn't normally be. So like if you had, say, Yuan Bao where he is now, or Mazda Mundi, jump in and pop up on the far side of the coast near Lokia and Nakai, and come in that way. Mazda Mundi might come and reinforce Nakai. Or Yuan Bao might come and try and fuck over Lokia from the sea, while Zhao Ming and Miao Ming are getting from the land. You could have Malekith go and reinforce Lokia. You could have Throg or Warfric or Archeon, or even the generic Demon Prince, jump into the sea lane by them and pop up by the Chaos Dwarves, and either fight the Chaos Dwarves or ally with them against, say, Grimgor. Maybe push into Cafe that way. It opens up even more replayability and RNG for a campaign. But the sea lanes at the moment are only usable by the players. And you can abuse them. I mean, the amount of enemies Rakarth has got now, Rakarth has got quite a difficult campaign. But as soon as you've got one Black Ark, you can recruit a full army in a Black Ark. They're cheap as fuck because they get like minus 60% upkeep reduction. You just jump your Black Ark into a sea lane, other side of world. You can get good relations straight away with Lokia. So you've got a friend nearby. And you can chill out there until you're ready to go back through and basically beat them up with like an endgame army. And if things do go badly where there's too many armies jumping at you, you can jump back into sea lane again. It's very abusable if the worst should happen. That's his garrison? This can't be a city though, right? Just raise it.
Volkmar the Grim.
We take 10 attrition again.
Ready? Step to it.
There's his city.
For Sigma. Pick up the pace. Leave me to my manipulation.
No, that garrison's much better. But he has got an army in there as well. What the fuck are those things? Oh, they're the new creature. Oh dear. Minus 10% speed and minus 10 melee attack. Eesh. What's the barrier like? 800 barrier. It's pretty good. They see the leadership is wank. They're not demons, are they? They cause fear and terror. %25 missile resistance as well. 46 melee attack, poison and magical attacks, 43 melee defense. They're not bad. That's not a bad unit at all. And because it's a single entity as well, that's quite nasty. Give me that. Arika Magdova. What have we got here? Oh, that's not from Vampire Patrician. Fuck. Never mind. Need to get all these anyway. Spell resistance. That could be good since we're going up against Kairos. It could be really good. Yes. Give me that spell resistance. That'll help. That'll help quite a bit. Reduce some of that damage down where we can.
This is wise.
Yeah, they might be coming for Zandri, I think. It's whether I can build that in time anyway. Then again, what the fuck is this? Oh, bollocks, Skaven are coming.
Not possible. Possible.
No, I don't want the Skaven coming. They've got a fucking nuclear warhead.
Your word is my command.
What are the fucking odds a Skaven would come down here and try and attack me?
Ever onward.
Good God. We'll get these occupied and we'll fuck up back up there.
Even assassin cannot not.
Fucking... Oh, Cetra's back as well, bollocks. Never mind. Then again, it depends what he attacks. If he attacks that, I might be able to hold that, because I've got walls as well. The big walls. There's got some Tomb Guard in there, though. I think I've only got one unit of Great Swords. Yeah. I ain't got the full defences on it. It's not leveled up completely. We'll see. End of the day, it's not about what I hold, it's about what I take. I'm halfway there on my completion. So I just need to get that to 30. If Oracle's Zinch aren't wiped out, I'll just call it like a majority victory. Because wiping these out, because I said, could be problematic. If you can just take a territory every fucking 10 turns. Right, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like. If you're new around here, please drop a sub. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get on the YouTube partner program. And I will catch you on the next video. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.